So back in 2016, I had my old college roommate contact me, and she said, let's go climb Kilimanjaro. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm definitely like more princessy, you can tell with the bows. It's not my thing. But I was like, you know what? I was living in Dubai at the time, so I was in the Middle East, and I had to be a bridesmaid for a wedding in Kenya. So I was like, let's do it. While I'm in Kenya, I'll shoot over to Tanzania. Let's climb Kilimanjaro. I'm always up for saying like yes to crazy things. So I signed up for Kilimanjaro. Long story short, my college roommate ditched me. I was by myself. And so I started training. And because I was living in Dubai, I was in the desert, this was a great spot to train. And I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna spend all this money to climb this crazy mountain, I'm gonna make it to the top. So I started training, and my roommate, I had actually 8 roommates. I lived in an 8-bedroom villa in Dubai. They call them villas, but they're actually like very large houses. And so I had 8 roommates, and we were all from different countries. And my one roommate, Felix, he was amazing. He was a German guy, and he was such an outdoorsy guy. And he said, I'm gonna help you train. I always go to Ras Al Khaimah and Al Quwain, which are different areas in the Middle East. And I always go out there and hike and camp, so I'm gonna train you. So Felix started training me, and it was just amazing. Me and him bonded on a different level on roommates. And it was a different experience that brought us together. And actually, 3 years ago yesterday, Felix passed away, and he passed away about 6 weeks before I went to climb the mountain. And living in a different country and seeing someone who I live with pass away, and also seeing his mother have to come from Germany to take care of all of this, it was just really hard for me. And I watched his mom and his sister. They flew all the way over, and they had to clean out his bedroom. And his mom said to me, Ray, I know exactly who you are. Felix always talked about you. Felix would talk about your trip to Kilimanjaro, so please, when you go on your trip, take this photo of him. Take this photo of the 3 of us. It's just me, him, and his sister. And now all that's left is me and his sister. And take this to the top, he'll be with you. And so then 6 weeks later, June 4th came around, and I started my trip up Kilimanjaro. And the first day, I looked at my guide, and I kid you not, after 8 hours of climbing, I said, please take me back. Take all the money. I don't care about a refund. This is not me. I don't live on mountains. I don't use restrooms in the woods, I just can't. And he said, no, you told me about your promise to Felix and getting up to the top of the mountain. You promised this to his mother. And I was like, you know what, you're right. So I had 5 more days ahead of me. This was only the night of day 1. And mind you, we have no showers, we have no bathrooms. I'm going behind a rock or using whatever we can. And it was just such a humbling experience to become one with nature. And I literally could feel Felix out there with me the whole trip. It was just amazing. And I carried his picture in my backpack all the way up. And it took 5 days to get up to the top. And descent night is the final night when everyone you go to the top. Everyone's at base camp, and you actually start at midnight. You start at midnight because it's about 6 hours to get to the very top of Kilimanjaro. And they want you to get there, 1, at sunrise because it's beautiful, but also 2, they want people to do it in the middle of the night in the darkness because a lot of people don't make it. As you're climbing up, you literally see stretchers. You see people with bloody noses. You see blood coming out of people's eyeballs. It was absolutely baffling. And all you say is poli poli, which means slow, slow. And you just walk literally 2 inches every step. And about 2 hours from the top, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't do anymore. Day 5, I was done. I couldn't. And I told my guide, E.B., I said, E.B., I can't do this. I'm too cold. I had 6 layers on top, 4 layers on my pants, and I was just done. I couldn't. And he said, no, you made this promise. You made this promise to Felix and his mother. And he said, we're going to get you to the top. What did I promise you on the first day? We will get you to the top. And so then E.B. took off his jacket, and this was my guide, and he had not as many, these are very impoverished people who are guiding us up. They don't have 7 layers like I do, but of course I'm freezing with 7 layers. So they're kind enough to take one off. E.B. gives me his jacket, and him and our other guide literally pushed my back for the next hour and a half into the very top to the summit. And it was just such a rush to just have the camaraderie of complete strangers, people who have already reached the summit, coming down, passing me. They see I'm struggling, and they're like, good job, you've got it. they don't even know my name. They don't know where I'm from. They don't even know if I speak English because there's so many nationalities on this mountain. But we're all there to accomplish one goal, which is to reach the summit. And when I got to the top, it was a moment where I just broke down and cried because one, I never thought me of all people could do something so crazy. Two, I really got my money's worth because I made it to the top. And three, I made it there for Felix and for his mom. And I finally got to take that photo. And so yesterday was the 3-year anniversary of Felix's passing, and I reached out to his mom and his sister both, and they're still in Germany. And I told his mom, I said, I'm gonna tell this story tomorrow night if my name gets drawn. And she said, Felix will be with you. And he is so proud. And she always sends me a photo every year that my photo of me holding his photo is in a frame in her house in Germany, like on a little shrine where she has all of the photos of her son to remember. And so for me, this was just what a rush, because it was a humbling moment. It was a moment where I surpassed all of my expectations of what I thought I could physically do as a human being and pushed all of my boundaries, and I also got to do it in his honor. So that for me was just such a rush. So thank you.